Hi and welcome to Love Doing Yoga on this May Day. So happy May and happy summer, kind of, hopefully. Hope you're enjoying the long weekend, and congratulations to everybody who made it onto our Roll of Honour for April. So congratulations to Jean and Natalie, Patricia and Sharon, Mags, Annalise, Anka, Maxine, Mo, Nuala, Tara, Nee, Viv, Sally, Helen, Jane, Maria and Sarah. A big round of applause to you all, and especially Alan, who's throwing it at me because I didn't write his name down, and he has been religiously doing his yoga practice every single week, twice a week, and feeling the benefits from it. And I hope you are feeling the benefits from your yoga practice, and well done for doing it on a continuous basis. So let us begin today lying down. And remember, sorry, I'm skipping ahead of myself because of course it's a Monday, so we have a theme today, and our theme is connect. So let us connect with ourselves, connect with our practice, and play with that throughout the practice. And of course, remember to only do what feels right for you today. Quite a bit of core work in the practice, so hopefully you'll enjoy that. Let us begin by lying down. Making yourself nice and comfortable on your mat. As you allow yourself to move into the present moment, letting go of everything that's going on in your life, in your world, and just bringing yourself to the mat with no labels, no roles, no responsibilities, as we spend the next hour connecting our body with our mind through our breath. And as you lie here, just become aware of that screen at the back of your eyelids. Notice what it presents to you. The colors, the shapes, the movement. And then gently place your hands over your eyes, bringing darkness to that screen, allowing the eyes to rest. And then gently taking those hands away again, and once more focusing on that screen. Noticing how it's changing. And then noticing yourself breathing, just observing your breath. And then starting to bring some control into that breath, inhaling through your nose, filling your belly, pause, and then exhaling through your nose. And let's do a little alternate nostril breathing here. So placing your index finger and third finger at that point between your eyebrows, using your right thumb, if it's your right hand, that's to your forehead. Using your right thumb to close your right nostril, let's just breathe through the left nostril. Taking 3 breaths in and out of your left nostril. And then changing, so releasing that right nostril and closing the left nostril with your fourth finger. Taking 3 breaths in and out of that right nostril. And then alternating, so inhale through the right nostril, then switch and exhale through the left. Inhale through the left and switch, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right, switch, exhale through the left. 4 more breaths, 2 on each side. And then letting that hand come down by your side, allowing the breath to go back to your normal belly breathing. And 1 more breath here. And then bending the knees. Lifting the feet up off the mat, and let's just cycle with those legs. Keeping it going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Letting the legs look straight up to the ceiling, and let's crisscross them, scissorsing them, and allowing them to move down and then back up again as you do. Keeping this going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hugging those knees into the chest again. Let the feet come down onto the mat, rolling over onto your side and coming up to just prop yourself on your elbows. So your shoulders are directly over those elbows, lifting the feet up off the mat, and again, starting to scissors from here. And keeping it going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing the feet down onto the mat, lowering the back once again and hugging those knees into the chest. And then from here, we're going to try a roll up. So we're going to rock into the roll up. So a rock and roll, if you like. So if you want to watch for a moment, I'll show you what we'll do. Rock, let the feet come down, keep the knees bent. You'll just find it a little easier. And come to sit. And then coming back down again and rolling up to sit. Doing, how many have we done? 3, 7, well, I'm assuming you've done 2, so let's do 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then staying up here, seated like this. And we're going to do like we're rowing, but remember it's very much working on the core. So before we start, let's just practice that engaging core breath. So inhaling into the belly. As you exhale, draw up the pelvic floor, belly button in and up. And remembering with each breath to bring that core engagement into it. So from here, let's reach forward with the hands. And then let's draw back, coming back as far as is comfortable for you. And then lifting back up again. So that's 1. And nice and slowly drawing back. And coming up for 2. And back. And 3. And back. And 4. And back. And 5. And back. And 6. And back, and 7, and back, and 8, 2 more, 9, last one, 10, and hugging those shins, taking a breath here. And then from here, let's make our way up to stand. And standing at the top of your mat with your feet about shoulder width apart. And we're going to do like chopping wood. So clasp the fingers together, raise the arms up over the head. What we're going to do is swing down. I'll do it in slow motion, but we'll be doing it faster. So swinging down. As you swing down, let the knees bend as the arms go through. And then come all the way up again. Okay? So for 10, you'll be nice and warm after this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And coming to upright, let the hands come down by your sides. Good. Hopefully you're feeling nicely warmed up after that little series of activity there. And from here, let's bring those toes together. Heels just a little apart so your feet are in a nice straight line. We're going to come back into our chair pose. So remember, the hips go back, the knees bend and stay behind the toes, raising the arms up. Remembering to engage that core as you exhale. And then bringing the hands into prayer, elbows now in a straight line, opposite each other. Let's take a twist to the left. And take a breath here. Let the right hand come down. Raise the left hand up. And now we're going to step that left leg back and draw the left arm up past the head. And stepping the left leg back up to meet the right foot. Left hand goes straight up to the air. Back into prayer. Coming to the center, raise the arms up to your chair pose. Let's take it on the other side. Take a breath here. Palms together, twisting to the right. Letting the right hand come to the mat, left hand reaches up. Stepping the right leg back, lining up the heels as you do, keeping a bend in this left leg, and raise that right arm up past the ear. Then stepping that right foot back up to the left, stretching the right arm up. Hands into prayer. Coming back to the center, rising up into your chair and coming all the way up to stand. Okay, let's flow through that again on each side. So, starting with the feet in the right position, coming into your chair pose for a breath. Palms together, twist to the left. Right hand down, left hand up. Stepping the left leg back, lining up those heels, right knee bent. If you find it hard to be down that low, you can always rest that right arm on the right leg as you stretch the left arm over past the ear. And then right hand down as you step the left foot up. Right hand pointing, or left hand pointing up to the ceiling. Palms together. Back to center, lifting up to your chair pose for a breath. Palms together, twist to the right. Left hand towards the mat, right hand to the ceiling. Stepping the right leg back, drawing the right arm past the ear. And stepping the right foot back up to meet the left foot, right hand straight up. Hands into prayer. Back to the center, drawing the arms up. And coming all the way up to stand. Good. So, standing now with your feet hip width apart, pointing straight in front of you, standing up nice and tall, equal weight on both feet. Finding that length and space through the spine. Chin parallel with the floor, so your neck is nice and long at the back. So if you keep your chin too high, just put your hand on the back of your neck for a moment and just notice what happens. Raise the chin just an inch higher and you'll feel the whole spine up at your neck just arch a little, and then bring it back to level and let it drop an inch, and again feel that the spine now starts to round that way. So we want to keep the chin level with the floor so that the spine is nice and long. And let's do a sun salute on each side. So raising those arms over the head, palms together, raise the gaze, take a breath. Sweeping through to your forward fold, bending your knees as much as you need to. Take a breath here. And halfway lift, lengthening through the spine. And forward fold. Let's step the right leg back for your low lunge. Rising up, arms past the ears, take a breath. Remembering that core as you exhale. And then taking it through to your plank, setting up the hands first. Then stepping the feet back, draw the shoulders over the wrists, softness in the elbows. 3 breaths here. Coming down whichever way you want, so either through knees, feet, chest and belly, or slowly lowering yourself down towards the mat. Once you reach the mat, let's engage the core as we draw the forehead and chest away from the mat. Push on up here through your tabletop, adjusting those hands, curling the toes, hips back, making your way into your downward dog. Just pedal your way in there. And when you're ready, coming to stillness. Pushing the hips back, draw the shoulders away from the ears. 3 breaths here. Stretching the right leg out behind you and stepping it through for your low lunge. And then into your forward fold. Bend the knees. Coming all the way up, palms together, raise the gaze and take a breath. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold again. Let's step that left leg back. Low lunge. And through to your plank. 3 breaths here, setting yourself up. And bringing yourself down onto the mat as you choose. Then drawing the forehead and chest away from the mat. Pushing on up through tabletop into your downward dog. 3 breaths here. Stretching that left leg out behind you and step it through for your low lunge. And hands either side of the foot. Let's step the right foot up to meet the left. Forward fold. Bending the knees. Let's come all the way up. Palms together, hands down into prayer. Good. Taking a breath here. And from here, hinging at the hips, coming into a forward fold. Let's make our way down to tabletop. So in tabletop, nice long spine, hips over knees, feet straight out behind you so you can't see them. Shoulders over wrists, keeping those hands nice and active. And let's do a few cat-cows here. Inhaling into your cow, exhaling through to your cat. Two more. And coming back to tabletop. Good. And from here, step the right foot forward. And we're going to step that left foot up behind it. So we're kind of in a curtsy. So let's lift up into your curtsy. Hands together in prayer on one leg. And then coming back down, bring the hands down and step back into your tabletop. Good. Let's try it on the other side. Step that left foot up. And then let's curl the toes on that right foot. And then as you lift up, keep that right leg lifted, hands in prayer. Let the hands come down, stepping the right knee back, and then the left. Good. Trying that again. This time let's do it with the left hand raised, stepping the right foot through as I kick all my little notes around the place. And then from here, raise the right arm and see curling the toes of the back foot. Can you lift up here into your curtsy, hands into prayer. Good. Lowering down, letting that left knee come down, then the right, and back into your tabletop. Good. Trying it on the other side. Raise the right hand up, step the left foot through, and then from here, raise the left hand up and curl the toes of that back right foot, stepping it up behind the left foot, hands in prayer. And then slowly coming down, right knee, left knee, back to tabletop. Well done. From here, let us step the right leg through and come up onto the toes of that left foot. So raising the knee up off the mat. So we're in a nice high lunge here. Not a high lunge, sorry, we're in a runner's lunge. I'm mixing up my lunges. And then from here, let's just raise the arms out into an airplane for 3 breaths. And bringing the hands down, let's step that right leg back into your plank. And pushing from your plank into your downward dog. You might want to step your feet in a little bit.
And stretching that left leg out behind you, stepping it through, staying on the toes of that right foot with the knee up off the mat into your runner's lunge. And from here into airplane, raising those arms up into a T, 3 breaths here. And bringing the hands down, stepping it back into your plank. And pushing through to your downward dog. And bending both knees, coming down onto the mat and pushing back into a child's pose. Softening the shoulders, let the hands look towards the back of the mat. Softening the body. Two more breaths here. And making your way back onto all fours and into your downward dog. From your downward dog into plank. So let those shoulders come over the wrists. Then step those feet back. So you're in a full plank. And lowering yourself down onto the mat. Let's lift up here into an upward dog. So keeping the hands at your chest. Draw the forehead and chest up. Then activate the hands as you push the upper body on up, lifting the hips away from the mat, and then lifting the knees away. So you're on your feet and your hands. And from here, let's just step it into our downward dog. Taking a breath. Coming down onto your knees, pushing the hips back to the heels, forehead to the mat. This time clasping the hands behind you, raise them up over your back. One more breath here. And releasing the hands, swinging around to sit. And as we sit here, we're going to come into our boat pose. So remember, in your boat pose, we want to shift the weight onto the seat bones, lifting the legs up. Then let them go with your hands. Let the hands come in front. And then the degree of challenge that you want is up to you. So you can keep your knees nice and tight in, or you can open the legs out. So the further and more open the legs are, the more your core and your quads have to work. 3 breaths here. And letting the feet come down onto the mat, sitting up tall once more. Taking a breath here. And let's this time hold on to the toes. Walk the heels back in towards the glutes as you lift up once again onto your seat bones. And this time raise the legs up. Lengthening through the spine. One more breath. And bending the knees, letting them come down onto the mat as we swing around again to tabletop. And we're going to go through that downward dog into plank, up to upward dog and back to downward dog. Little flow. So from here, curling those toes, pushing up into your downward dog. Remembering with each exhale to engage that core from the pelvic floor up. One more breath here. And then moving it into your plank. Bringing yourself down onto the mat, whatever way you choose. Once you get to the mat, open out the feet, lifting up to your up dog. So remember, hands either side of the chest, draw up the forehead and chest. Activate the hands, pushing the body on up, including the hips, and then lifting the knees. So you're just on the feet and the hands, and then turning it over into your downward dog. You probably have to step those feet in a little bit. One more breath. And then from here, coming down onto your knees, open out the feet and kneel up nice and tall, lengthening through the spine, bringing the hands onto the back of the pelvis, so the elbows are looking at each other. We're going to come into a back bend here. So think about your nose drawing an arc and your chest following it. As you draw back into a back bend, pushing the hips forward. 2 more breaths here. And coming back to upright, let's come down to tabletop once more. And stretch that right leg out behind you, draw it in towards the knee. Let the nose come towards it. We're going to hold it in here, engaging the core as you do, allowing those shoulders to just round a little as you push up. Letting the shoulder blades move as far away from each other as they can. One more breath here. And coming back to tabletop. So just so you understand what I'm saying with your shoulders. So in tabletop, the shoulders are kind of flat. And what we're trying to do, like we do in cat, is to push the core up, allow those shoulder blades to just open out. So they're just rotating outwards a little bit, so they're spreading apart from each other. So we're going to try that with the left leg. So stretch the left leg out. Then draw the knee in towards the nose, engaging the core, protracting those shoulders. One more breath here. And bringing the knee back down once again. And from here, lowering the body down onto the mat, forehead and chest on the mat, hands either side of the chest. We're going to come up into a cobra. So elbows looking at each other, drawing the forehead and chest away from the mat, activating those hands as you push on up, this time just into a cobra. So just the upper body raised, keep a softness in the elbows, engage in that core. One more breath. And lowering all the way down onto the mat. Let the arms come out long now. And we're going to raise the arms and the upper body away from the mat. So drawing the forehead up, the chest and the arms. And you can raise the legs up too if you wish. One more breath in this Superman pose. And let it all come down. Allow the body to soften in a nice full body stretch. One more breath. Drawing those arms back to the chest, let's push up through tabletop into downward dog once again. One more breath here. Stepping it out to your plank. And bringing yourself down onto the mat. And lifting up into an up dog. So remember drawing the whole body up onto the hands and the feet. And back into your downward dog again. And coming down onto the knees once again in your tabletop. Good. Nearly there. Well done. Let's draw that right leg up so the knee is bent, but the knee and hip are in line with each other. And with that left hand reaching back towards that right foot if you can. If you can't reach it, maybe use a belt or just point towards it. But ideally holding it or with a belt so you can just stretch that quad a little bit more, raising the knee up. One more breath here. And releasing the right leg. Let's take that to the other side. So lifting the left leg up. Knee in line with the hip, reaching the right hand back, holding on to your strap or your foot and raise that knee up. One more breath. And releasing it all. Down. Good. Lowering yourself down onto the mat. We're going to try a bow pose. We'll just hold it for one breath. See how you go. So bending both knees. Reach behind. See if you can hold on to the feet. If you can, great. So now we're going to draw everything up. Forehead, chest and thighs. So lifting it all up, pushing the feet into the hands. And lowering it down. Really well done if you managed to do it. If you did manage to do it, let's try it one more time, just for one breath. And drawing everything up. And lowering it all down again. Good. Releasing the feet. Stretch the arms out in front of you once again for a full body stretch. And the final downward dog to plank flow of the practice. So coming back into your tabletop, curling those toes, pushing the hips back as you lift up into your downward dog. 3 breaths here. Taking it from here into your plank pose for 3 breaths. And lowering yourself down onto the mat. Then drawing up into your up dog. And through to your downward dog. Coming down onto your knees. And let's just swing around here to come and lie on your back. And let those legs look up in the air. Soles of the feet and looking at the ceiling. Two more breaths here, just allowing those legs to hover. And then beginning to cycle those legs, keeping it going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hugging the knees into the chest. And let the feet come down onto the mat. Let's lift up into a bridge, so slowly drawing the spine away from the mat. Let the hips lift up. Two more breaths here. And slowly lowering yourself down onto the mat. Hug those knees into the chest. And let the feet come onto the mat once again. Let's lift up into our bridge. And this time lifting the right leg up. And let's take 3 breaths here. And let that right leg come down. Let's lift the left leg up. 3 breaths. And letting that left leg come down, lowering the body down onto the mat, hugging those knees into the chest. And just taking a little movement here to massage out the back. Let the feet come down onto the mat, arms in a T, and letting the knees fall over to the right and the gaze to the left. And then taking that over to the other side. And coming back through center, let those legs come out long, feet flop out to the side, arms down by your side with your palms facing upwards, softening the body. And just allow the body to release. As you let go of your toes, and the soles of your feet. Letting go of the tops of your feet, your heels and your ankles. Letting go of your calves and your shins, your knees, front and back, your thighs, front and back. Letting go of your glutes and pelvis. Letting go of your back and shoulder blades. The whole front of your body, chest and shoulders. Letting go of your armpits and upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, backs of your hands, palms of your hands and your fingers. Letting go of the back of your head, the crown of your head, your forehead, eyebrows, eyes, cheeks, jaw, chin, lips and tongue. The whole of your body, just let it go. And identify some deep connections you have in your life. And find gratitude in your heart for these connections. And let your attention go to your breath as you inhale through your nose into your belly, pause, and then exhale through your nose. And with each breath, start to connect with your inner self. Each breath deepening that connection. Feeling fully connected to your body and your breath. And being at one with yourself.